Excellency, talk to us about your diplomatic career.
Yeah, that's a long one. I started, I think I can't remember, was it 87, 86? Working for the African National Congress, Department of International Affairs, and I was deployed in the ANC's mission in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. And then I was transferred from that mission to Australia, where I became the Deputy Chief Representative of the ANC. And then subsequently I became the Chief Representative of the ANC in Australia. Then come 94, we had to close our offices and go and join government. So I was then into foreign affairs. It was foreign affairs then. I think there were 15 of us who were former ANC chief representatives. Some of them are still alive, actually, like Ambassador Mamabolo, Ambassador Machila, quite a few. Ambassador Mxakato Tiseko, Ambassador Ngombane, Ambassador George Nene, he died, and yeah. So we're 15 and we were brought into DERCO, and we had only one thing to do. Our mandate was to try to refocus the foreign policy of apartheid South Africa and make it to be a foreign policy of a new South Africa based on the Freedom Charter. I was then sent to Washington as the deputy head of mission. Came back, I was in Pretoria at Foreign Affairs. When I was Deputy Director General for Americas and Europe, I was sent as an ambassador to China. Completed my term in China, I was transferred to Kenya. And Kenya, I didn't complete my term in Kenya because I was immediately transferred, before completing my term, immediately transferred to Addis Ababa as the permanent representative to the AU and ambassador to Ethiopia and Djibouti. So I was there until 2019. Then I came back. I went back to Pretoria. I was DDG Africa until my retirement, which was in 2023. That's my diplomatic. Now, 2024, I retired 2023. 2024, I was then recalled from retirement. Recalling is not necessarily a negative word, because when you say to people I was recalled, they think you're kicked out of office. No. Yeah, I was called back from retirement, and I was asked to come to Algeria. So that is my background.
Indeed, let's talk about South Africa-Algeria relations.
Well, we go a long way with Algeria, starting from the time again when we were still a liberation movement. For instance, Nelson Mandela was the first ANC person who got military training in Algeria. What I found interesting about Algeria was that they, as soon as they got independence, they then opened doors for all those people who are still fighting for freedom to come and train here and to be represented here, and they become the voice of the oppressed. So a number of liberation movements came here. Some of them set up head offices here and so on. So Nelson Mandela came here to be trained and was followed by others who were also trained here and all that. So our relationship goes that far back then. I think it was in 1962 or something like that. When we worked with them as the African National Congress through the Organization of African Unity, OAU, those days, getting material and support and all of that for our struggle, and we're working with them. We became very close to them, politically speaking, because our views were very similar on a number of things. So when we got our freedom also in '94, we continued to work with them quite closely. We were so much close to them that when the idea of forming the African Union or transitioning from OAU to AU came about, one of the countries that we were very much consulting was this one. You know, the kind of organization we want, the kind of a premier African, Pan-African organization, what it should be and all that. As a result, President Mbeki, who became the first chairman of the chairperson of the AU, worked very closely with President Bouteflika from here on establishing those AU organs like your NEPAD and so on, which became the driving force in terms of the kind of development that the thing wanted and all that. So we have been very close to them. I'm trying to say we have been very, very close to them, to an extent that we even have a binational commission at a presidential level and all that. And it last met last year, 2024, here in December. President Tebboune and President Ramaphosa chaired the binational commission. And one thing that we say that there is still a lot of work to be done is in the area of what? It's in the area of economic relations. The focus now is shifting much more on economic relations, because any possible political issue, I think we have been attended, and we've created the environment of dealing with these what you call political issues and all that. But now we are now creating a conducive environment for having economic relations. That is where we are.
Indeed, but now we are here a year later after the binational commission. There is a meeting that is currently taking place here in Algeria, which the Deputy Minister is here to attend. Can you just give us a preview of what the meeting is about?
The African Union has got what they call a seminar every now and then of working on coordination between African representatives to the Security Council and Peace and Security Council of the AU. Now, you would recall that in the olden days before we had this process, the first meeting was held in Oran. As a result, it was called the Oran process. Now, the Oran process has taken us quite a long way, because we moved from us being members of the AU, go to the AU for endorsement because you want to be in the Security Council of the UN. And once you are in the Security Council of the UN, there's nothing to do with the AU. You just do your thing. And that you are there, sent by the AU, we've never had any mechanism to accommodate it. So this Oran process tries to do exactly that. So to say to you, we put you there, South Africa, so now take our interest into consideration, our priorities into consideration. take our priorities to the Security Council, go and discuss them at the Security Council, because we put you there, we voted for you, and you derive your mandate from us. So this is what this process is about, that before new members go into the Security Council, those ones that have been elected, you then have a situation that you get a peace and security of the AU together with those three members to sit down to say, these are the issues going forward that we want to take to the Security Council. These are the issues going forward that we want you to champion at the Security Council and all that. And we will be expecting a feedback now and then. That is why we're here.
Thank you very much for your time, Excellency.